All right, what's happening, everybody? I'm Michael Romano, loan officer with Contour Mortgage. I'm John Enriquez with me, Exit Family Realty. We wanted to create an educational series that's going to give you all the information that you need from the beginning of the process to the end. We're going to cover from A to Z and hold your hand and guide you throughout the entire process. All right, and today, our first video that we're going to talk about is the pre-approval process, because it is the first step in the process and it's super important, especially in today's market. So John, can you explain to us a little bit maybe why it's so important in this market? What does it do for you and things like that?
Well, it just expedites the process. So if you want to see a house right away, you're going to need a pre-approval first, because on the listing agent side, they're going to request a pre-approval to be in their hands or in their email inbox ASAP. So they can't see a house without the pre-approval. So that is the gold standard. You need the pre-approval before we even start the house hunting process. When you get the pre-approval, what are some things that you expect from the buyer to send you? Yeah,
so first let me explain what a pre-approval is. It's essentially as far as a buyer can go without entering the mortgage process. So it's as far as they can go and showing that they're approved for the mortgage without actually going through the entire mortgage process. So it's essentially gold for the listing agent. It shows them that you're as approved as you could possibly be at that point in the process, right? Now, to get the pre-approval, we need a couple of documents. We would need a copy of your driver's license, and a copy of your social security card, or a copy of a passport, military ID, anything like that. We need to see your last 2 years W-2s or your last 2 years tax returns. All right, we need a month's worth of your most recent pay stubs. And then we also need 2 months most recent bank statements that show your proof of assets for down payment and for closing costs.
It's a lot of documents.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? You want to make sure that you have everything covered from the beginning of the process so that you don't have to worry about any issues later on. I like to make sure if there's any issues, any roadblocks that could potentially be there, I want to get them out of the way in the beginning so that when the file's in underwriting, there's no chance of the deal falling through. So now another question I wanted to ask you is that a lot of times borrowers tell me, you know, just max out my pre-approval, get me the most that I possibly can. Is that an advantage in terms of negotiating when you go to a house, or do you want to see, so for example, if the house is listed at 550 but they're approved for 700, do you want that pre-approval to say 700 or do you want it to say 550?
So basically I would work with all, the buyers yourself, and it would be a big group team effort where we know they're capped at 700, we'll get a pre-approval from 550, maybe 3 or 4 of them, 550, 6, 650, and 7, and I'll send them properties within that price range. So basically they can see what kind of like their budget and what they kind of like, and if it's worth maxing them out or if they want to kind of stay in the middle. And this way, let's say they see a house that they love and it's 625 and they're pre-approved for 7 and they want to offer 650 in the seller's market. I don't want to show them a pre-approval at 7 because it's kind of tipping our hand in the negotiation process. I don't want them to overspend, but if they have wiggle room to spend, it's okay, but I don't want them to show the listing agent that we have $50,000 more than we have to spend in the process. So it's kind of like a negotiation. You don't want to show your cards at the table off the bat.